Cheers. 10 out of 10. This is definitely like one of those crowd pleasing meals. Like no matter who you serve this to, they're going to love this. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Myra from Low Carb Love. Now, most of you know I've lost over 100 pounds by making healthier versions of some of my favorite foods. So today I'm gonna show you my version of like a chicken fettuccine Alfredo with broccoli. So typically I do make like a super low carb version only with broccoli, but I know a lot of people love pasta and they kind of love the heartiness of it. So I have my pasta options here. Making a homemade version is so easy. You could totally do that. But this is kind of like this is like for those days where you're like, I don't have a lot of time. I just want to kind of dump everything into a pan, throw it in the oven, and then dinner served. This is the meal, okay? So we are gonna be using some store-bought Alfredo sauce. Let me just kind of move everything out of the way, and I'm gonna show you literally how easy it is to throw this together, and it will be literally in the oven within like 5 minutes, okay? So I'm gonna be using a 9x13 pan. And for my pasta, so we have two versions. I have a high protein, low carb, and then this is a gluten-free version. Because this is for my fam, I'm gonna use the gluten-free version. I'll leave this one linked in the description below because it is low carb and it also has high protein. So just adds to the protein for the dish. This is how easy it is to throw a dinner like this together. This is kind of like a dump and bake. I don't know if you've heard of like the term dump and bake. You dump everything in and then you bake it. This right here is it. So first, pasta. And you can definitely use water. That's how pasta is typically cooked. But just to up the nutrients, I'm gonna use bone broth. So the bone broth actually adds protein, collagen, just a lot more nutrients. Like this has 17 extra grams of protein. And it's really low in calories. So it kind of just makes sense to use it, especially if you want like a really nutrient dense meal, which we should all be striving for that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add that right in. So now we add in the sauce, so Alfredo sauce. Remember, pasta needs a lot of liquids to cook in, so don't be afraid. It's not gonna be like too watery or anything like that at all. I'm gonna give it a mix. And I know, it looks a little funky right now. It's one of these, trust the process, okay? And I'm just mixing it, but you could literally throw everything right in and then give it a mix right before it goes into the oven. So what I'm gonna do is just to make sure we get like everything that's in here, I'm just gonna do like a little splash of almond milk. And then we're just gonna toss that in. Okay, beautiful. So now for our broccoli, I'm just gonna give it a rough chop because you don't want to end up with this guy. This is just personal preference. I just don't like huge pieces of broccoli. If you do, then you could literally just add the bag right in. Because really the point of this meal is to add everything straight into your pan, right? Just to make it that much easier. So, and this is completely optional because of course the sauce has seasoning and the chicken that we're gonna use is seasoned, but just to kind of make it a little bit more your own. You can add a little bit of salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder. And if you like that spice, then you can also add a little bit of chili flakes. But again, it is just completely optional. I'm gonna do a little bit of Italian seasoning before we add in our chicken, okay? So this, again, just for a little extra. Beautiful. Okay, and now for this, you could do like chicken strips that are already cooked because remember, you're just throwing everything right into your pan. You can use rotisserie chicken, you can use pre-made chicken, you could use anything you want. You could actually even omit it if you don't want chicken. So I just have some chicken breast and I'm just gonna give this a quick cut. Again, personal preference. You can dice it, you can do a strip, like little strips, whatever you choose. But I'm just gonna dice it so that we get like chicken in every bite, you know? And at this point, you also want to gauge the liquid because it needs to be a little liquidy. Remember, the pasta has to absorb the liquid in order for it to cook. And don't worry, it's not gonna taste like almond. It's not gonna taste like almond milk. It's gonna have that like original Alfredo creaminess that you're like looking for in this dish, okay? So now we're just gonna go ahead and top our casserole. And remember, mozzarella is a perfect cheese for dishes like this because it gets nice and cheesy. And it also looks beautiful because you'll get like that nice golden, kind of like that nice golden crust that you're looking for in a baked dish like this. Okay, so this is what it's gonna look like right before it goes into the oven. Obviously, I kind of did some extra steps here, but this dish, think of this, okay? Pasta dump. Throw in your water or bone broth, throw in your sauce, then you're gonna add in whatever you want. You can add mushrooms, you can add broccoli, you can add whatever veggies you want. I did, of course, broccoli. Dump your bag in, do a little rough chop if you don't want huge things. Then your protein of choice, top it with cheese and into the oven. It's literally like an easy meal, great for during the week. It's great for meal prepping. You know how sometimes for meal prepping, like you wanna do a few things so that you're not eating the same thing every single day. This is just a great option for that. So just make sure that your oven's preheated to 400 degrees. We're gonna put it in for about 30 minutes because remember, we're using regular pasta. Regular pasta does take longer to cook. And we're gonna check it in about 30 minutes and then you will see how nice and creamy and just perfect meal this turns out. Easy and delicious. Okay, so while this is baking, I could not wait to talk to you about this. I literally have it at home when I'm on the go. This is from a company called Array. It's a de-bloat supplement. You guys know that I've been on a gut healing journey now for about 3 years. And even when I make a healthy meal, like a chicken Alfredo bake, I get bloated after. So it basically feels like I have a balloon in my stomach and then someone just like blows into it. You know what I mean? It just feels like super gassy. But now what I do, I just take 2 to 3 of these after a meal and they work within an hour. And I even take these after anything indulgent, like if I'm having some of my favorite foods that I know I shouldn't be having, they work wonders, I'm telling you. And I love that Array uses 5 herbs and 1 digestive enzyme to speed up the food breakdown by breaking down the gluten and lactose. So you don't get that uncomfortable feeling that you get after eating a huge meal. Every time I eat fried foods like wings, I take these and they make me feel better almost immediately after. So if you experience the same things as me, I'm gonna go ahead and leave these linked in the description below. Use my discount code, it's SHOPYT-LOWCARBLOVE to get 15% off. And they're even gonna include 4 free travel packets. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and check on our chicken Alfredo. Okay, so I already turned off the heat. Ooh, look at this. Guys, so easy. The only thing I would probably serve this with, maybe a side Caesar salad or just like a side garden salad, because this is already so hearty and just nice and filling. I think something light on the side is like, but if not, just as is. Okay, so I gave everything a good mix. It looks nice and saucy and creamy. Now, of course, I'm gonna plate this, but just for the sake of the video, we are going to do a taste test straight from here. A little bit of everything. Cheers. 10 out of 10. The fact that this is so easy to make, all the flavor, this is definitely like one of those crowd-pleasing meals. Like no matter who you serve this to, they're going to love this. Now, this is kind of like the lazy version because I did a store-bought Alfredo. You could, of course, make your own, and I just wanted to give you like a good idea. These are things that I make when I'm in a rush. I want to make sure that I'm putting like actual dinner on the table where it's not just like a snacky dinner. These are so easy, and you can like mix and match with different proteins and sauces. Like think of doing this with like a marinara and ground beef or sausage. But yeah, let me know if you guys want to see other versions. This here is just a delicious chicken Alfredo pasta. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave the recipe, macros, all that in the description below. If you like this video, this idea, make sure you hit that like button. And don't forget, share not only this video, but share my channel with friends and family, whether they're living a low carb lifestyle, trying to lose some weight, or really just trying to make healthier choices in their life. But thank you so much for being here. I love you, and I'll see you on my next video. Mwah.